I thought it might be fun to go through my week in the life order. It came in earlier this week, and although the project doesn't happen until May, it is always helpful to sort and have a plan. Welcome to Runs on Espresso. I'm Jenna, a multi-passionate creative and recovering perfectionist. Planners and notebooks are my second brain to keep me on track, while arts and craft are what I do to unwind. So I have a few different things in here. I have these trays from scrapbook.com that I use for the kind of like the smaller items. The large tray is my project tray, and I got this idea from Linda Loves Creating. She uses different trays. When I was looking, I found these at Target. It is a 3-drawer set. So I use one drawer for project life and one drawer for other ongoing projects. And then, of course, I have my order. I am taking the storytelling with Week in the Life class, so I have the first printout in here. And then I pulled these from my stash. These are from scrapbook.com. I ordered a 6x8 album because I don't like 10x8. I tried it again for December Daily this past year, 2025. Did not like it. I am a 6x8 girl for my projects. I do a 9x12 for Project Life because 6x8 was too small for that, and I love the 9x12 size. But for this type of project, I am 6x8. So I have those items in there. Let's set the tray off to the side for now. And we'll keep these trays handy because we're going to need them. But I ordered the main kit and the photography kit because even if I don't use these for Week in the Life, I'm sure I can use them in other things. I love photography. It is one of my favorite hobbies. And then because I love photography, I got this stamp set. And I love the 2x2s for these types of projects. So I ordered the 2x2 card set. So first, let's get this out of the packaging. So I always recycle these, so I'll set them aside from my garbage. This will be, so you can see what's on here. I will just keep this in the oh my gosh, the tray. There we go. But it says, I want to remember this, giving it my all, happy about this, the big picture. Find joy in each day, kind is cool, one thing at a time, there is no rush, no risk, no magic. But I really wanted this film strip and this frame. And I liked the idea of these letters because you can do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you have all your letters there. Let's set the main kit aside for a second and we'll focus on this one since it is, oh my gosh, I have too many things on my desk, y'all. This is a little bit of a smaller kit, and this one we're going to want to sort by colors. So this is the envelope it came in. I might save this to cut out like a square to use for something. So I'll stick that in the tray. I should have taken all of this stuff out of the plastic first. I was not thinking. So we have a bunch of camera stickers in a variety of color. And you know what? I'm going to stop this. I'm going to take everything out of the plastic, at least this kit, and then we'll come back and dig in. Here is the photography kit. There is a lot of pieces here. So with these little tiny ones, that one says 2026. And then they all have different sayings. That one says life in photos. We have remember this, memories, currently, the basics, this photo, capturing life. Oh my God, they're all different. Through the lens, photo love, everyday life. And then there's Saturday, Friday, the days of the week. So these, I will probably, I got to find Sunday. I will keep these separate from here because these are all like ones I would put on photos or journaling, like embellishments. These are the different days of the week. So these could be used on like a cover page or something. So we will put these in one of our little trays. And then we have these 2x2 cards that are just like a film strip. These could be used for tiny journaling, or you could put like one of these on it. I'm sure another embellishment. Those in there. Then we have these plastic cameras, and there's looks to be 2 of each design. So these are fun. This one kind of looks like my digital Fuji camera, and this one kind of looks like my Minolta film camera. So that's pretty cool. Then we have the kind of Polaroid frames that you can put around photos or journaling, I guess. Now these are pretty cool. These are film strip frames, and they have the plastic in the center, but you can take them out. So you could have like 2 pieces of embellishment. I don't want to take them apart right now, but you get the idea. I'm not going to put those in there. And then we have these like 4x4 ones that look like more film. These, you can't take the center out, but you could still, they're very clear, so you could still use them as like a frame for your photos or journaling. Then there is a bunch of these 4x6 cards, kind of the, to me this looks like the old proofing sheets when you used to go in the darkroom. So you could put, you know, embellishments on here. You could do little photos on those. Lots of fun ways you could use these. And then again, this looks like the test strips from the darkroom. And it's just a vellum sheet of paper. So this would be like a good cover page. This is probably going to go in my stash, and I'm not going to use it during Week in Life. I'm not going to separate any of this stuff yet until I know what I'm using. But some of this is probably going to be more for my stash rather than using it for Week in the Life. Same with probably these, but we're going to keep everything together. And in fact, I'm going to slide this back in the envelope so they all stay together. And then we will go through the main kit. I have all of the stuff out, but I just wanted to show you, this is the 6x8 album for this year. It just says stories, and then you open it up inside. So that is the album I will be using for Week in the Life. And yes, Week in the Life will fill up an entire album on its own. All right, so what we want to do is figure out which days of the week that these all go to, because they're all color-coded. And we'll kind of go through the products as we figure it out. Let's start with these half circles because they don't have a color coding. And so slide this on here. Get those out of the way for now so we can look a little bit closer at some of this stuff. So these are half circles, and they have a little tab at the top. This has kind of like cooking theme to it. So you've got your canisters, you've got kitchen scissors, you've got a bowl, a pot, a blender, not a blender, a stand mixer, a tea kettle, and some fork, knife, spoon, silverware. This is probably my least favorite part of the kit. I don't feel like these go with the rest of the kit. I don't understand what they're supposed to be. I may use them as the dividers between the days, and then take these plastic letters and put them on there. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that kind of thing. So that is an option. And then of course we have these colors. So I'm gonna set those aside. And I'm gonna, right now I gotta zoom you back out. Okay. Right about there. So we have, I think Monday is this dark green, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I have these all upside down. And then Saturday and Sunday. I think that's the order. I might be way off here. Let's see if let me bring up the website. Week in the life. Okay, nope. Monday is this bright green. Wednesday is the dark green. Tuesday is pink. Thursday is reddish orange. Friday is yellow. Saturday is the teal color, and Sunday is the navy. So then we have these vellum flowers. So we'll try to match them up. And we have these little tags that have like a floral design on them. And let's see, move you guys up a little bit. These are not color coded, but these are tags with the day of the week. And I'm kind of thinking you could layer them over the top of these other tags. And then maybe do something like that in there. Unsure, undecided. We have more tags with the day of the week. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We have a 2026, Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday. And then we have these. Hold on, so we've got smaller day tags. There's so many things with the days of the week on there. I don't know that I would use all of these. But we'll stack some of these up so we have more space. And I will fast forward through this so you don't have to watch all of the tediousness. So then we have these 2x2 squares that just have a little saying on them. So that's all of those. I will just put those in my tray over here, because these will go on. I'll probably do a 2x2 page protector, so I can use things like this and these along with photos. Then we have these tags that seem to be the same colors, so these would be good for like a little bit of journaling on a photo, or like if you have a full page photo, you could put this on there and do a little bit of journaling. So add those to our stacks. And I will probably put this on my cover page, whatever that ends up being. So now I have these 2x2 squares. So we have little bits of life, a solid frame, photo love. Then we have, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I keep blanking on that. Silverware. There we go. And let's see, I can move these up a little bit higher. And then this says, I guess that's supposed to be Thursday. That is Wednesday. Oh, see, I don't like this because these aren't in line with the other colors. I think that one matches. That would be Thursday. Monday matches. Oh, this is Wednesday. This dark green and dark blue are really hard to tell on some of these. So then we got Sundays. We got the teal for Saturday. And the green for Monday. Friday. I feel like they messed up on the printing of these because this should be Friday, this should be Saturday, this should be Thursday, and that should be Wednesday. So I probably will not end up using these for this project because they don't match. And I'm looking at the website to see if, oh, that's not the, I want to see if they show that in the small pictures, the correct way or this way. So they have Monday right, Tuesday right, Wednesday they have as orange, Thursday they have as the black color, Friday that teal, Sunday yellow, or Saturday yellow, Sunday that navy kind of color. I don't like that because I want all of my colors to match. So I'm going to actually take these, and these are going to go into my stash or maybe for like a donation because I don't know that I will ever use these squares again. So we'll set those aside. But I do like the options with these 2x2 squares because you have a frame, you can do a photo, love, a silverware, so you could do a photo of one of your meals or all of your meals, and then the little bits of life can be kind of like the title for the page. We have lots more to go, so let's do this. I'm not sure how I'm going to use these cards. I will probably maybe do like morning, afternoon, evening, or breakfast, lunch, dinner. I just don't know what I would put on the back. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Wednesday is the dark green, Friday, Sunday. And let's see, we have more cards. So this is why I grabbed that pocket protector, page protector I showed you earlier, because we have these cards. So I figure I can use one of these cards and do a picture for each day, and then use some of the either these 2x2s or these 2x2s. Oh, I am not paying any attention. I'm assuming these are all in the correct order, and they are not. Lay those out, and then we have these in pockets that say gratitude. So these could also go on the back of these tall cards. That could be an idea. And then we have our journaling cards. So this says 1 little week in the life 2026. That could also be a good cover. But then where would I use the tag? We'll put that card with the tag. Oh no. They did that on here. Mixed up the colors. Man, why did they do this? Why did they change the color for Friday and Saturday? I don't understand. I'm looking back on the photos on the website, but I'm not seeing a close-up picture of those cards. I see Thursday, which isn't right because they've even mixed these up. Because this should be Wednesday, and they do have that color for Thursday. I don't understand why you have a color theme for almost everything, and then you start switching it up for part of the product. It's really driving me slightly bonkers. All right, and then we have the chipboards, and I think these all say morning, evening, night. Let me try that again. They say morning, evening, and currently. And I think we have each color. All right, those each have the color, and I was playing around, like you could do something like that to cover up the ones where the days of the week are off. Like if I have a busy Friday morning, I could put that there and then journal about Friday morning. And then I guess the last thing is this sticker sheet, which again has all of the colors. And for each color, they have loving, listening, watching, working, feeling, eating, reading, laughter, remember, ugh, currently, the days of the week, which again, these day colors don't line up with what you have in the rest of the kit. So I probably won't use the days of the week. It's got 2026, this week, my story, family, our story, weekend, right now, and then just some blank ones at the bottom. So that is everything for week in the life. I have not even started planning what I want to do with everything, but now that I've kind of sorted everything, I can do that. Let me know in the comments what you think about the color scheme and if it would bother you that partway through they switched colors on stuff so that it doesn't all line up or not. Like, would you just use, the yellow on the blue for Saturday, even though everything else for Saturday is blue? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Please like and subscribe to this video if you want to see more, like if you want to see my planning process, my setup, and the final put together of the project. I would be happy to make any of those videos as well. And until next time, stay curious and keep creating.